Hey there, it's Kevin Kennedy, and welcome to episode number 15 of Fusion Fridays. By the end of this video, you'll be able to create a basic sheet metal part in Fusion 360's Sheet Metal Workspace. Before we get started, you'll want to make sure your document settings are set to millimeters. To check this, simply toggle open the document settings in the Fusion 360 browser. Then select Change Active Units and change the units to millimeters if it's not already set to millimeters. And of course, click OK to save any changes. Next, we'll need to switch to the Sheet Metal Workspace. Click the Workspace drop-down list and select Sheet Metal. Once in the Sheet Metal Workspace, you'll notice the toolbar changes to include settings appropriate for sheet metal designs, including the flange tool, which we'll be using in just a bit. Now, one important thing to note is that the sheet metal components work a little bit differently than regular components in the model workspace. Here are a few things that you should know. First off, you can only create one flat pattern for each body and component. Second, a sheet metal body cannot be moved to another component once created, nor can it be copied and pasted. Sheet metal is only available in the parametric design and not in a direct or history-free design. Currently, you cannot convert a sheet metal component back to a regular component. And last but not least, a sheet metal rule cannot be detached from the component once it is attached. Now let's start to create a simple sheet metal part with a few flanges. I'll hit the keyboard shortcut letter R to call the 2-point rectangle. I'll select the front plane, and then I'll click at the 50mm mark. Next, I'll drag my mouse cursor out and type out 100mm for the width, and I'll hit the Tab key to lock the dimension in place. Then I'll type out 50mm for the height, also followed by the Tab key to lock the dimension in place. And I'll click with my mouse to set the rectangle. Lastly, I'll click to stop sketch to exit the sketch environment. Now let's create the base flange. I'll select flange in the toolbar and then select the rectangle that we just created. You'll see that the flange dialog box gives us a few options. The first one is simply the profile, as you can select multiple profiles if you need to. Second is the thickness, and you'll notice that you can set this to either side of the profile, or you can also set the thickness to symmetric. For the operation, we'll want to set it to New Component. After doing so, you'll notice that we now have the option to select a sheet metal rule. Now you can toggle open the library folder to see all the different preset sheet metal rules. But we won't worry about this right now, so I'll click OK to continue. You now have the base component created. And you'll notice that the component in the Fusion 360 browser has a sheet metal icon next to it. Next, we'll want to create 3 flanges. Once again, I'll select the flange feature in the toolbar. I'll select the top, the left, and the bottom edges. The next option is the height of the flange. I'll set this to 25mm. And you'll notice that it instantly creates flanges on all of the edges that we selected. And of course, we could continue to select more edges, or we can cancel any of the edges that we selected. You'll notice there are also a few other options that we can select, including the height datum or the bend position, which you'll notice you can select inside or outside, and a few other options. For this tutorial, I won't be covering each of these. You'll see that you can also flip the flange with the flip icon. You can turn the miter option on or off, and you can override a bunch of different rules here. For now, I'll simply click OK so we can take a look at setting up the sheet metal rules. In the toolbar, click Modify, and then select Sheet Metal Rules. This will open the Sheet Metal Rules dialog box. I'll select the steel millimeters rule from the library list, and I'll right-click and select New Rule. In the New Rule dialog box, I'll change the name to include Demo instead of the number 1, and I'll specify a thickness of 1.5 millimeters. At this point, I also want to specify the bend and corner radius thicknesses. To do this, I'll have to toggle open the bend conditions. I'll change the bend radius thickness to thickness times 1.15. I'll also open up the corner conditions and the to bend intersection. I'll set the relief shape to square, and I'll change the relief size thickness to 3. Lastly, we'll want to click Save to save this new rule, and you'll see that it now exists in the Sheet Metal Rules dialog box. Now we'll have to apply this new rule to the design. To do so, toggle open the Sheet Metal component in the Fusion 360 browser, and you'll notice there is a rule setting. Click the Switch Rule icon, and then we can select the demo rule that we just created and click OK. And our part is automatically updated with the new set of rules. Lastly, we'll take a look at creating a flat pattern. Select the Modify drop-down list and select Create Flat Pattern. When using the tool, you'll also be prompted to select the stationary face from which all the flanges are folded. So in our case, you'll need to select the front face and then we'll need to click OK. This immediately creates the flat pattern, and to quickly go back to the three-dimensional model, you can click Exit Flat Pattern in the toolbar. In the Fusion 360 browser, you can toggle open the component and activate Flat Pattern again by selecting Activate Flat Pattern. Now, obviously, one main benefit of 3D modeling your sheet metal design is that you can create a two-dimensional drawing from the model. I'll go ahead and hit Save and title the version description as Flat Pattern. Now you'll also notice that our flat pattern throws us back into the model workspace, not the Sheet Metal Workspace. This means that we can also go up to File, New Drawing, From Design, and you can create a 2D drawing for your sheet metal design. If you're looking to learn more about the drawing workspace, then click that link below in the video description where I cover the drawing workspace. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions at all about this tutorial or Fusion 360 questions in general, then be sure to comment them below. Hit that thumbs up icon if you learned something in this video, and click subscribe followed by that little bell icon to be notified of more Fusion 360 tutorials.